Welcome to Cinematic Deep Dive with Dexter Pierce. Today, we're stepping into the strange, beautiful, and sometimes terrifying world of one of cinema's most visionary directors who ever lived, David Lynch. We sadly lost a legend today, but his influence will live for centuries to come.
All I wanted to be was a painter, and so I studied painting at the Boston Museum School and the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. While I was at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, I mostly painted at where I lived, but I also had a small cubicle in a big, large studio in the school. I was in this cubicle one night painting a garden at night, mostly black with some leaves green coming out. And I was sitting looking at this painting, and from the painting I heard a wind. And then I saw the green start to move. And I said, oh, a moving painting.
Known for his surreal storytelling, haunting visuals, and ability to make the ordinary feel extraordinary, Lynch is a filmmaker like no other. David Lynch, born in 1946, has been called a painter who makes films, and for good reason. His background in fine arts heavily influences his work, blending visual artistry with layered, often enigmatic narratives. Let's start with Lynch's debut film, Eraserhead, 1977. A nightmarish exploration of fatherhood, isolation, and existential dread, this cult classic introduced audiences to Lynch's unique approach, melding grotesque imagery with an eerie sound design. Critics and fans alike still debate its meaning, but one thing's for sure, it's unforgettable. Next up, Blue Velvet, 1986, which cemented Lynch as a master of uncovering darkness beneath the surface. This neo-noir thriller explores themes of innocence, evil, and voyeurism. With performances by Kyle MacLachlan, Laura Dern, and Dennis Hopper as the unhinged Frank Booth, Blue Velvet is a masterpiece of tension and atmosphere. Then there's Twin Peaks, Lynch's groundbreaking TV series that forever changed television. With its quirky characters, soap opera vibes, and haunting mystery of who killed Laura Palmer, Swing Twin Peaks showed that Lynch's surrealism could thrive on the small screen. Arguably, Lynch's magnum opus, Mulholland Drive, 2001, blurs the line between dreams and reality. This psychological thriller captures the allure and despair of Hollywood, with Naomi Watts delivering a career-defining performance. It's a puzzle box of a film, leaving viewers to piece together its fractured narrative long after the credits roll. Lynch's genius lies not just in his storytelling, but in his ability to evoke emotion through mood, sound, and imagery. Whether it's the heartbreaking humanity of the Elephant Man or the chaotic intensity of Wild at Heart, his films immerse you in worlds that are as unsettling as they are mesmerizing. David Lynch once said, "I don't know why people expect art to make sense when they accept the fact that life doesn't make sense." And maybe that's the key to appreciating his work. It taps into the unconscious, the surreal, the things we feel but can't explain. From his dreamlike narratives to his uncompromising vision, David Lynch has left an indelible mark on cinema. Whether you love him, fear him, or simply don't understand him, one thing is certain, his films are an experience like no other. Which Lynch film is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the mind of a cinematic genius, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Cinematic Deep Dive.
And if you forget a good idea, you want to commit suicide. So you have to write them down. If a person forgets an idea that they love, it's a horror. And it could lead to a real yearning to commit suicide. I write them down so I don't commit suicide later, having forgotten the idea.
Yeah.
If you don't write it down, it could happen that the next day then you want to blow your brains out.
Oh, it's that bad.
Thank you very much. inside each one of us. And it's right at the source and base of mind, right at the source of creativity in the brain.
Myself.
Yes, I can.
Next to your creative process, or might help the creative process of my students or myself.
Yes, I can.
Will you?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Tonight's talk is consciousness, creativity, and the brain. And if you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out, a golf ball-sized awareness. And when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book, more understanding. You look out, more awareness. And when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness. And there's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. And it's right at the source and base of mind, right at the source of thought, and it's also at the source of all matter. And Maharishi Mahesh Yogi teaches a technique called transcendental meditation. It's a simple, easy, effortless technique, yet supremely profound, that allows any human being to dive within, experiencing subtler levels of mind and intellect, and transcend and experience this ocean of pure consciousness. This pure consciousness is called by modern physics the unified field. It's at the base of all mind and all matter. And they now say, modern science says, all of matter, everything that is a thing, emerges from this field. And this field has qualities like bliss, intelligence, creativity, universal love, energy, peace. And it's not the intellectual understanding of this field, but the experiencing of it that does everything. You dive within and transcending, experiencing this field of pure consciousness, and you enliven it, you unfold it, it grows. And the final outcome of this growth of consciousness is called enlightenment. And enlightenment is the full potential of all of us human beings. And a side effect of enlivening this consciousness is negativity starts to recede. When I started meditating, I was filled with anxieties, filled with fears, kind of a depression and anger. And I took this anger out on my first wife, and after 2 weeks of meditation, she comes to me and she says, "What's going on?" And I was quiet for a moment because it could have been any number of things she might have been referring to. But I finally said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "This anger, where did it go?" And I didn't even realize it had lifted. Now, these negative things like anger and depression and sorrow, they're beautiful things in a story, but they're like a poison to the filmmaker. They're a poison to the painter. They're poison to creativity. They're like a vice grip. If you are super depressed, you can't hardly get out of bed, let alone think ideas, have that creativity flowing. So it's money in the bank to get that beautiful consciousness growing, which is flowing creativity, the ability to catch ideas at a deeper level. Intuition grows. This field is a field of pure knowingness. You dive in there, you sort of just know how to go. You know how to solve solutions. It's like an ocean of solutions. And you can just feel this thing growing. But the ultimate thing for me is the enjoyment of the doing, the enjoyment of life grows huge. I love making films now more than ever before. Ideas flow more. Everybody has more fun on the set. Creativity flows. People look like friends and not like enemies. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it's us. In Vedic science, this field of pure consciousness is called Atma, the self of us all. At that level, as Dr. John Hagelin would tell you, at that level of life, we are all one. We're one. Diversity up here, unity down below. It's a great thing for the filmmaker.
Thank you.
I would like to have a glass of water, if that's possible. Okay.